Krishnaya Vasudevaya Deva Kinandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Let me therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord who has become the son of Vasudeva, the pleasure of Devaki, the boy of Nanda and the other cowherd men of Vrindavan, and the enlivener of the cows and the senses. Purport. The Lord, being thus unapproachable by any material assets, out of unbounded and causeless mercy, descends on the earth as He is in order to show His special mercy upon His unalloyed devotees, and to diminish the upsurges of the demoniac persons. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Offering my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, who has opened my darkened eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. Unto Him all respects are due. Vanchakalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. My obeisances to all the Vaishnav devotees of the Lord, who are like desire trees. They can fulfill all the desires, and therefore they are most worshipable. They are very merciful to all the fallen conditioned souls, such as myself. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So welcome on this Wednesday morning. The Lord descends into this world. This is a familiar understanding for those in the Vedic culture, for those who read Bhagavad Gita, that the Lord does come into this material world. Generally, in other traditions, we don't hear of the descent of the Lord. But in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has made it very clear. Dunam vinashaya cha duskritam, dhamma samstapanataya. So dharma samstapanataya, to establish the principles of dharma. Paritranaya sadhunam, to pacify and enliven the sadhus, the saintly persons. And vinashaya cha duskritam, to remove the miscreants, destroy them, kill them, those who are causing difficulties on the path of dharma, and especially to the devoted souls. We are confronted with a very beautiful scenario in this portion of the Bhagavatam, where the Queen Kunti, the aunt of Krishna, is offering her prayers. So she began by offering her obeisances to that person who is beyond the material cosmos, to that person who is invisible to the gaze of those who are conditioned, and that person who is the supreme controller of the material energy. And she continued to distinctly give the obstacles why this Lord is invisible to the gaze of the conditioned souls. She states, Maya Javanika Chanam Agya Adokshajam Avyayam. There is a curtain of Maya, the material energy, is before the eyes of the conditioned souls, blocking his view of that which lies behind the curtain. We have experience, even in the temples, when the curtain is closed, we cannot see the Lord on the altar. Until that curtain is open, only then can we see the Lord. Of course, that Lord is due to his own mercy, appearing in a form which can be seen by our eyes. Krishna in the deity form, Shivigrahara. That Shivigraha is none different from the Lord. The energy of the Lord is also none different from the Lord. Simultaneously, one with him and different from him. But it is never separate from him. So Krishna, he can appear in any aspect of his own energy. So he appears as the deity to facilitate our vision, to assist us to practice how to serve the Lord. So that Lord, he appears out of his mercy. But those who are too much affected by attraction to this material energy, external energy, and therefore bewildered by such things, they do not accept the descent of the Lord. Therefore, they are described as mudas. Avajananti mam muda. Even Queen Kunti says, Nalakshya se muda drisha. The muda is the ass, or Prabhupada to say the rascal. When we become rascals, when we become like asses, that is when we accept the burdensome work of this world simply for our limited sense pleasure. And we don't want to take the endeavor, the trouble, to try and understand the Supreme Lord and become his loving servants. So Kunti had said, Maya, putting a curtain before us, Agya, our own ignorance. We are born in the darkness of ignorance, and we are mistaken in our identity, so we cannot perceive the Lord. Avyayam, the Lord is inexhaustible. Adokshajam, he is beyond the range of the senses. So having stated these obstacles, that the Lord, although he is visible in his energy, we cannot see. Nalaksha se muda drisha. Why Natya Natadara? She gives an example that the dancer on the stage or the actor on the stage may be one's own relative, but when they are in costume, then they may not be recognizable. The child comes to see the play, but then the brother is dressed up in costume and she cannot recognize him. So the Lord, although he is pervading everything, she said, Antabahi avastita. The Lord is within everything and is externally situated in everything. Andantarasta paramanu chayantarastam. Still, the mudadrisha, the foolish conditioned soul, cannot see the Lord. Just as the child cannot see his own brother who is dressed in costume and is acting on the stage. When the curtain opens, she does not see, that is my brother. Similarly, when we are materially enamored and absorbed, that even when the curtain opens on the altar and Krishna is standing before us, we cannot see him. We only see stone or metal. So there's a different vision. And that vision is described by Brahma as the vision which is the anointed eye with prema, premanjana churita. When the vision is anointed with love, bhakti vilochanena, and devotion, then yam shama sundam achintya guna swarupam. Then Krishna, who is achintya, inconceivable, his qualities are achintya. He is achintya guna swarupam. In his original position, in his original qualities, it cannot be conceived. But this love reveals Yam Shama Sundam. He is Shama Sundar, the beautiful blackish Lord who plays a flute. So in today's verse, then Queen Kunti goes into specifics. It gives us full detail. Who is Krishna? Krishnaya Vasudevaya. This Krishna is Vasudevaya. Vasudev, on one level we hear in the Gita that after many, many births and deaths, then one comes to knowledge that Vasudeva Savam Iti Sa Mahatma Sudulabham. Paunam Janmanamante Gyanavan Mam Prapadyante. When one's gyan, when one's knowledge matures after many births and deaths, because to culture knowledge of the absolute truth and to come to the proper realization is quite a feat. Therefore, even as Kunti has stated in the previous verse, that the Lord comes and reveals himself in the hearts of the Paramahansas, those who are expert at deciphering the temporary from the eternal, who know the essence of life, from the Muninams, the highly philosophical speculators, from the Amalatmanam, from the purified souls. Still, it may take a long time to come to the actual truth. But here, Vasudeva Savam Iti Samahatma Sujulabha, that soul who's Paramahansa, who's greatly philosophical, who's pure, that great soul is rare, who comes to know that Vasudeva Savam Iti, Krishna is everything. So Vasudevaya, Krishna is pervading everything, he is everything. And also Vasudevaya is that he is the son of Vasudev. Krishnaya Vasudevaya. Oh, because there may be many Krishnas. There are. In fact, there is a clip that you may have come across on YouTube. There is a soccer player, football player, who plays, I think, in Australia. I think his surname is Krishna or his name is Krishna. So, it's very pleasing to hear. He's a very good striker. So you hear, Krishna has got the ball. Krishna is going. Krishna, he receives the pass. Oh, Krishna scores. Krishna is amazing. He's fantastic. What a beautiful goal, Krishna. So those who follow that league of soccer, they hear regularly the name of Krishna. Krishna being like a transcendental fire, he burns away all the impurities of those who hear his name. Therefore, the dedication to Shravanam and Kirtanam is of the utmost importance for anyone who wants to advance in spiritual life. Without hearing sufficiently about Krishna, then how will the heart become purified? Therefore, the Bhagavatam is saying, Shinvatam Swakata Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtana, Ridanta Stoya Badrani Vidunoti Suritsatam. Shinvatam Swakata Krishna. Constant hearing about the activities of Krishna, the name of Krishna, the qualities of Krishna. Then the Lord who's sitting in the heart of everyone, he will cleanse that impure desire to enjoy matter. But the devotee has to hear regularly. Then it is stated that by that regular hearing, then all that which is troublesome in the heart is almost completely destroyed. So, hearing about Krishna. Hearing about Krishna. So, they are hearing the name Krishna, but it may be referring to a soccer player. Still, Krishna purifies. So, the queen is saying, Krishna Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha. Not any Krishna, not this Krishna who plays soccer in Australia, not this Krishna who is the son of some man somewhere. No, Devaki Nandanaya Cha, the son of Devaki. Krishna particularly enjoys being called in relation to his devotees. Srila Prabhupada would say like that. And it is the standard in this world, right? When people meet you, they want to know, so what is your name? Who are your parents? So in relation to others, we exist. In our ISKCON movement, we hear a lot when devotees meet each other. They say, Prabhu, what's your name? And you say your name. Your Guru Maharaj? They want to see, who are you associated with? Who are you associated with? So Krishna is Devaki Nandanaya. And Nanda Gopa Kumaraya. He is the young boy of Nanda Maharaj. Krishna appeared in the jail cell of Kamsa to Devaki and Vasudeva. But Krishna soon left their association and went to live in Vrindavan under the care of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mata. And so he becomes famous as Nanda Gopa Kumaraya. Gopa, he is a cowherd boy in Vrindavan. Although Krishna appeared as a prince, the son of Devaki and Vasudeva, he gave up that life of royal existence and went to the village life of cow herding. So Gopa means he's a cowherd boy. See how specific Queen Kunti is giving knowledge of Krishna. In a humble way, she began offering obeisances, and now she's showing that she's not just an ordinary woman. It's not that also she is bewildered by her relationship to Krishna as the aunt of Krishna. No. She knows the full transcendental tattva, truth of who Krishna is. And she is identifying him. Devaki Nandanaya, Nanda Gopa Kumaraya. And he's appearing as a young boy, Kumara. Komaram Achare Pagya. So this Kumara age, by 5 years old. And the children are very sweet and charming when they are young. And they have many, many questions. And Krishna was always giving so much pleasure to the residents of Vrindavan, asking them different questions, wanting to know why they do what they do. We can remember how he asked Nanda Maharaj before they were performing the Govardhan Leela. Krishna wanted to know, Pita, why are we assembled here? Why are we worshipping Indra? Is this some custom that we follow? Is this based on scripture? Pita, tell me. No secrets must be kept between family members. So he had grown right before their eyes. Before that, Krishna and Balaram, they are crawling in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj, and they are holding on to the tails of the calves, and the calves are dragging them through the mud of the cow dung. And the elderly gopis, they are enjoying seeing these boys being dragged around. Krishna is crawling on the floor and is looking for Mother Yashoda, but he is listening for the ankle bells. But all the gopis, they wear ankle bells. So sometimes Krishna crawls to the wrong gopi, thinking is Mother Yashoda. So this Lord, Nanda Gopa Kumaraya, in his age as 5 and beyond, he goes to herd the calves in the forest. So Queen Kunti is giving that Krishna is that cowherd boy. This is why he comes, Paritrana Sadhunam, to perform these pastimes. So, Srila Prabhupada, in his purport, Queen Kunti specifically adores the incarnation or descent of Lord Krishna above all other incarnations, because in this particular incarnation, he is more approachable. In the Ram incarnation, he remained a king's son from his very childhood. But in the incarnation of Krishna, Although he was the son of a king, he had once left the shelter of his real father and mother, King Vasudeva and Queen Devaki, just after his appearance, and went to the lap of Yashoda Mai to play the part of an ordinary cowherd boy in the blessed Vrajabhumi, which is very sanctified because of his childhood pastimes. No sweeter pastimes than the childhood pastimes of the Lord. And these childhood pastimes of Krishna are the safest for us to hear, Srila Prabhupada would say. Why? Because generally, in following this understanding that we should hear the Bhagavatam, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, regularly, always, then some unscrupulous speakers, they have what is called the Bhagavat Saptaha, 7 days of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is good. Why are we criticizing? They are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. No, Prabhupada says, no, the difference is that they jump immediately to the 10th canto and they go to discuss the activities of Krishna with the gopis, the Rasa Leela. And the audience who has not gotten sufficient hearing to understand that this Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Param Brahma, the Param Dhamma, they think he's just some rascal boy who is enjoying the company of young girls in the dead of night, basically a debauched boy, an immoral boy. So they have misconception. Yet Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya means hearing sufficiently about the godhood of this son of Nanda Maharaj. That's why Queen Kunti has started by first establishing that he is Ishwaram. He is the supreme controller. Ishwaram Prakriti Alaksham. She is establishing his position as God first. So here it is stated how his childhood pastimes were performed in Vrindavan. And we should hear about them once we have sufficiently heard his glories. Anyway, even if one hears the childhood pastimes, still they are sweet, still they are charming, so they are safe. This is the point. One won't misunderstand Krishna to the point of being offensive. Therefore, Lord Krishna is more merciful than Lord Ram. He was undoubtedly very kind to Kunti's brother Vasudeva and the family. Had he not become the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, Queen Kunti could not claim him to be her nephew and thus address Krishna in parental affection. But Nanda and Yashoda are more fortunate because they could relish the Lord's childhood pastimes, which are more attractive than all other pastimes. There is no parallel to his childhood pastimes as exhibited at Vrajabhumi, which are the prototypes of his eternal affairs in the original Krishna Loka described as the Chintamani Dham in the Brahma Samhita. Chintamani prakara satmasu kalpa viksha laksha viteshu surabhi abhipalayantam lakshmi sahasra sata sambrahma savyamanam Govinda maripurusham tamaham bhajami. The Lord resides in Chintamani Dham. The spiritual sky is a land of desire fulfilling stone, Chintamani. It is full of Lakshmi Sahasras, so many Lakshmis, goddesses of fortune. We said that the devotees are also Kalpatarubhya. They are like desire fulfilling trees. So there in the spiritual world, the land is desire fulfilling, the devotees are desire fulfilling, the cows, Surabhi, they are also desire fulfilling cows, Kamadhenus. So all the opportunity, all the pure desires of those who are there to serve Krishna, to please him, can be unlimitedly fulfilled. Not like this world where we are in, where we have to crack our head against the rock of material nature. Krishna said, Davyesha gunamai mamamaya duratyaya My energy is duratyaya, is difficult. Everyone has desires to be happy, to be fulfilled. But we see that the opposite is being achieved. This material world is far from peace producing. It is far from being aligned with fulfilling whatever desires we have. No. Everything. Work, work, work. You have to work hard. And still you may not get the result. But the spiritual sky is Chintamani Dham. Every desire can be fulfilled. So who doesn't want to go there? Only the unfortunate. Those who have not sufficiently heard about Chintamani Dham. They don't want to go there. What is this Chintamani Dham? It doesn't exist. The world means no pain, no gain. So without pain, we think it's just a pipe dream, it's a story. There is no place without pain. But of course, there is another type of pain. The pain of the hankering heart, the pain caused by separation from Krishna, the pain felt by the gopis who feel this creator, he's useless, he has made these eyes which blink. Every time we blink, we cannot see the son of Nanda Maharaj. What suffering we have to go through. So this is the beautiful kind of pain. We desire such pain. To feel separation from Krishna. To feel that this world is empty without the devotees of Krishna, without the name of Krishna. Can you imagine not being allowed to chant the holy name of Krishna? And such futures are coming. Never think that the demons aren't going to take it that far. No. Thought crimes even. They would like to put some interface that can read your mind. It says, well, it will help you connect to the internet seamlessly and you can move objects with your thought, but still they want to monitor even the thoughts of the people, meaning they're trying to become the controllers of everyone, trying to become God. So such a future is being planned out by the demoniac persons who are trying to imitate Krishna, trying to be the supreme controller. They are not sitting in the heart, antabahi. Therefore, they cannot know what the living beings are thinking and desiring. And so, in trying to imitate, they want to create all these technologies, ugra karma, horrible works meant to destroy the sovereignty of everyone. So that in that dystopian future, it may come to pass that the chanting and hearing of Krishna's name is disallowed. We already saw in Russia, many attempts are always there to shut down the rights of the devotees to express themselves in chanting in the streets. Lord Sri Krishna descended himself at Vrajabhumi with all his transcendental entourage and paraphernalia. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore confirmed that no one is as fortunate as the residents of Vrajabhumi, and specifically the cowhead girls who dedicated their everything for the satisfaction of the Lord. His pastimes with Nanda and Yashoda and his pastimes with the cowherd men, and especially with the cowherd boys and the cows, have caused him to be known as Govinda. Lord Krishna as Govinda is more inclined to the brahmanas and the cows, indicating thereby that human prosperity depends more on these two items, namely Brahminical culture and cow protection. Lord Krishna is never satisfied where these are lacking. Govinda. So Govinda means Krishna gives pleasure. Go means the cows, also means the senses. So we are starving for pleasure. Ananda Maya Vyasa, we are pleasure-seeking beings. But in this world, no Ananda. Only Chapala Sukha. Flickering happiness. The senses are giving us flickering happiness. A little bit of this, and that after working very hard, like the Mudadrisha, like the ass. We work very, very hard only to get a bit of money, and then we become cheated because the senses, they cannot take in what we're looking for, which is Ananda. So this Govinda is providing Ananda, and therefore he is the Ananda Murti. He is the form of all blissful experiences. Lord Chaitanya is therefore glorifying this Krishna. That the method of the gopis, Raja Vadu Vagena Vakalpita, their method of worship is the most glorious. So, what type of approach have the gopis presented before the world? They seem to be young girls who have this crush, madly in love with this boy, who are running out in the night to meet him. But we understand, Tabiya Eva Nija Rupataya Kalabi. These gopis are nothing but the expansions of the mood and sentiments of Srimati Radharani, the eternal consort of Krishna. They are Krishna's own energies, and therefore their very essence, their very nature is love of Krishna. So when they approach Krishna, when they are mad after Krishna, they are teaching us what is available in love of God, that we become mad after Krishna. And Mahaprabhu has said that I feel as though this world is vacant in your absence. I feel that this world is vacant in your absence. That every moment feels like a yuga. Yugaitam nimeshena chakshusha pravishaitam shunyaitam jagatsavam Govinda viharena me. So there, Govinda, viharena, viraha. I feel such great separation from Govinda, the one who gives pleasure to the spiritual senses and to the cows. And I feel shunyaitam jagatsavam, this universe, what can it offer me? We have to rise to this feeling. But if we don't hear about Krishna, we will never be attracted. We will never be attracted. It is said there in the Gita, Narayanam namaskritam bhagavatam naram chaiva narotamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jaya mudiraye. The Srimad Bhagavatam is the very means of conquest for the devotee. And therefore, nityam bhagavata sevaya, daily we should hear the Srimad Bhagavatam, so that we can come to the position of naishtika, fixed. We're fixed, in trance almost. We see Krishna everywhere. Krishna has given very nice ways to see him. Oh, you cannot see with your eyes? You cannot see me as a deity? You think I'm stone? Okay, I am the taste of water. When you drink this water, no, Raswam Apsukonteya, I am that taste. Prabhashmi Shashisuryayo, Pranava, I am the Omkar in the Vedic mantra. I am the ability in man. So in many ways, Krishna wanting to fix our consciousness. Because it is said that one who has sattva prasidati, who has come to the sattva state, the mode of goodness, then he can transcend to the Vasudev platform. There, Shuddha Sattva, it is Vasudev Shabditam. The Shuddha Sattva, this purified goodness, it is the platform where Vasudev Shabditam, Krishna, can be perceived. So Srila Prabhupada says that this Krishna, who is Govinda, who Queen Kunti is revealing in this text, he is unhappy in a place where there is no Brahminical culture, meaning the culture of goodness and the culture of maintaining and protecting the cows, because he is Gopal. He is the lover of cows. Therefore, Nama Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitayacha. Go Brahmanetaja. Before even the Brahmanas, the cows, Krishna is Gopal. His planet is Goloka. He is Govinda because he loves cows. So the rascals, they kill the cows. The cow is the mother. She's supplying milk, yogurt, butter, ghee, all ingredients to create such sattvic foods. But when we are mudadrisha, when we are rascals and fools, we kill our mother. And then we pollute how she gives us milk. We violate it to the point where we develop philosophy. They get doctors and professors to testify how this milk is very bad for human beings. Of course, rascals, when you inject the cow with all these hormones and you're interested in profit, then the milk is polluted. Of course it will be polluted. Then you claim it is bad for humanity when it is actually the miracle food. So the devotees are encouraged always, offer your food. Offer even this milk, because in Kali Yuga there is no endeavor which is not covered by fault. Where will you breathe air which is pure? Where will you hear sound that is pure? Where will you get food that is pure? The vegetables are being sprayed with pesticides. The milk is coming from cows that are injected with all sorts of growth hormones. You walk past in the streets, you smell all the things that are pushed out of these fast foods. They blow out all that air mixed in with. So you're breathing in like little micro fat. So, we can't have pure vegetarianism, pure anything. The pure thing is the holy name of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishnaya Vasudevaya, Devaki Nandanaya Cha, Nanda Gopa Kumaraya, Govindaya Namo Namaha. That is the purity, the name of Krishna. So when we offer the food, maintain Brahminical culture, maintain the cows, then Krishna is happy. Hare Namananda Prabhu, Hare Krishna. It's amazing how easy it is to associate with the most hidden person. Yes. In the form of liquid religion. Take the milk offered to Krishna. He loves milk. And we are not going to become deviated from this understanding that Krishna loves milk. And we have to try to give him the best milk from the happiest cows. But in the absence of that, we have to offer it to Krishna still, because he cannot be contaminated. Krishna is a Papa Vidam. He purifies everything that he comes in contact with. Prabhupada give that example like the sun. The sun absorbs all types of liquids everywhere and purifies every place. And so even where there's urine, still the sun absorbs the water from the urine. Does the sun become contaminated? No. Instead, it purifies that place. So we want to become conscious of Krishna, and the method given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who adores the gopis who are mad after Krishna, is that Hare Nama Eva Kevalam. Kalo Nasteva Gatiyanyata. Yesterday, I was just thinking about that so many of our cupboards are full of books that we never read. We should start calling, come see all the books that I never read. Come, there is the mantra that I never chant. This is the religion that I follow. Sankirtan, congregational chanting, that I never do. We shouldn't become like that. We should chant the name of Krishna. And I posted some videos, Bhakti Cheta Swami chanting in Harcourt in Nigeria, in the temple, and dancing. The devotees becoming ecstatic. Mahavishnu Swami chanting in Bali before Gauranitai and Jagannath and Lord Nishingadev, the holy name of Krishna. We were chanting with Mananda Prabhu in Nairobi, Kenya. The people, they come around and they watch. The elders, they are already stuck in their ways. And so they need societal approval to take part. But they are hearing. The young, they are still thinking the world is our oyster. They are in the experimental mode. They want to taste what the world has to offer. They take part. So the Hare Krishna movement is the distributor of the Hare Krishna mantra. And if we don't distribute the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, then we are the people who've got such a wonderful thing that we are not ourselves tasting. So Queen Kunti, in all humility, is revealing the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the son of Devaki, as the young boy of Nanda Maharaj, and as Govinda, the one who pleases all the senses which are currently conditioned. Our senses are blunt. Therefore, Ata Sri Krishna Namadi, Nabhavai Grayamindriya. We cannot perceive the sweetness of the name of Krishna, the sweetness of his activities, the sweetness of his abode lies beyond our access because of Grayamindriya, blunt senses. But Sevon Mukehi Jivado, Swayam Eva Spuratyada. When we engage in service through the jiva, beginning with the tongue, by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Udgita Kirtan, loudly, with conviction, with desperation, Krishna, rescue us, we're drowning in this world. When we do that, then that Krishna, who is Nalakshase, who is invisible, who is hidden, who is Adokshaja, beyond the range of sense perception, who is Antabahi, Avastita, who is hidden in the heart, who is only understood by the Paramahamsas, he becomes revealed to us. We perceive him because Krishna is what? All attractive. And Krishna is the source of all pleasure, Ram. We feel joyful. And actually that is an ever increasing, ever present fountain of happiness. That if we are a devotee, Hare Krishna, we should never be miserable. No. If I'm miserable as a devotee, that means I've forgotten the holy name, which is the reservoir of all joy. Ramante Yogina Anante. Satyananda Chidantmani. The yogis, they look for this Ananta. They look for this bliss. And they find it in Krishna's name. Do not become cheated, having come to the ocean of bliss. My initial guru, still beloved, Bob Marley, he said that in the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. So in the abundance of Krishna, in the form of his name, his deity, his kata, his servitors, why should we be thirsty? Why should we be miserable? Only because Maya is duratyaya. It's very difficult to conquer. But if we surrender, Maya me tam tarantite, Krishna says, I will help you cross over. And this simple way given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is Prema Pumata Mahan, produces love of God, is this chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. So it can never be overemphasized. We always have to be reminded. So thank you for spending time at the Bhagavatam class. Thank you for hearing the words of Srimati Queen Kunti, who is taking us, directly giving us the identification of Krishna. There's a question from Harinamananda Prabhu. How do we become contaminated being pure spirit soul, part and parcel of Apapa Vidam? The contamination is something like when we're looking at the sun, there is no shadow, there is no darkness. But if we look away, then the sun is behind us, then we see the shadow, our own shadow. So what is happening with the pure spirit soul is that he's always pure. But he's looking into the temporary, shadowy, material world, and therefore he becomes fearful and he becomes identified with this body, which is simply a garment. And so in that condition of identifying falsely with the material body and the material world, then he takes on the qualities of trying to enjoy this material body. Therefore he chases Ananda through sense gratification. And that sense gratification produces lust and greed and illusion. So that is our contamination, that we are identifying wrongly. But when we identify with the Apapavidam Krishna through this connection of chanting, slowly we get our wits back, like, hey, why am I being victimized by this temporary world? Why should I slog it out so hard for things that will be left behind? Why should I waste my time offering it to some useless boss when I have the supreme boss, Krishna? I should work for Prabhupada. I should work for Guru and Gauranga. I should prioritize my eternal relationship. This is the impact of bhakti. The impact of Maya is that we think my position in this world is very important. Therefore, I put my energy there. That's the contamination. We're being misguided by our false identification. Why the struggle in blissful ocean of Krishna consciousness? Yeah, the struggle is there because we have to undo great layers of misconceptions, of material tastes, of biases. The soul is like a pure diamond covered over by these layers of polluted consciousness, polluted aims. So we are struggling against those impressions that are sitting in the heart. These ideas that sense gratification has imprinted on us. Because if you take, for example, the struggle of sex life, every living being from the amoeba to Brahmaji has this impression of sex life. And that impression is the gift of the material body that is the highest pleasure that is being afforded to us. But from this doorway of exploring sex desire in the material framework, we open up a world of kashati, difficulties. Right? From sex desire, then, oh, my body, others' bodies, then house, then furniture, then children. Then we think one room is not enough. One-story building is not enough. Then we think we must improve by building 180-story building. Such struggle to build such a building. And then you will die and leave it behind. All because of just maybe one desire to enjoy the senses through sex desire. I'm just citing that struggle which is common for all. So with that struggle, we have to maintain Brahminical life, to struggle gracefully, householder life, regulated life. So the Lord is regulating us that we should slowly struggle for that which matters, which is to become liberated. So in Krishna consciousness, actually, there is no struggle. there is no struggle in Krishna consciousness, which means that actually when one is in Krishna consciousness, there is no struggle. But when one is dipping in of Krishna consciousness and out, material consciousness, Krishna consciousness, money consciousness, golf consciousness, all sorts of other consciousness, then the struggle. Then the struggle. Therefore, the Bhagavatam is saying that the Covido, Tasyai Vahetu Prayateta Covido, Nalabyate Uparyada. Those who are philosophically inclined, those who are intelligent, Covida, they don't struggle trying to achieve those things which are coming out of their own accord. The example there being, no one is struggling to suffer. Let me work hard to suffer. Suffering comes on its own. So similarly, material happiness will come out of its own accord. It's predestined. But tal brahmate, we should endeavor for that which is not found within this whole universe. And what is that? It is contact with Krishna, who is beyond this world. So that struggle is very good. We should struggle to distribute Prabhupada's books, to read them, struggle to go out on the streets, to chant Hare Krishna, to rise early, to offer our food, struggle to create good relationships with the devotees, to stay in the devotees, to not become inimical, blasphemous, and critical of the devotees. We should struggle to maintain our spiritual lives. So we work and earn money to fill our house with paraphernalia that reminds us of Krishna, paraphernalia for serving Krishna. So then the devotee is distinguished from the materialist, that he's doing things that seem to be materially motivated, but his desire is to please Krishna. And yes, as Arinamananda Prabhu is saying, that struggle always ends well when we're struggling for Guru and Gauranga. Yes, that is glorious. Otherwise, we're struggling for zero. At the end, it's all taken away by death. But that which is spiritual, death cannot touch. It goes on with us. That Sambhavami Yuge Yuge, millennium after millennium, I come into this world. And my mission is Paritanaya Sad. Yeah, material struggle usually end in suicide. Yeah. Very serious epidemic also on the rise. That ultimately we become so frustrated with material life, which is like husking an empty husk of rice. That is material life. The rice is no longer in there, but it's still beating it and you're not getting anything, really. We should abandon that and we should work hard for Guru and Gauranga. Okay, so we don't take too much of your precious time. Thank you very much, dear devotees, for spending time with us, Bhagavatam. Thank you, Harinamananda Prabhu, for all your Harinam service, for these wonderful questions. Thank you, Smrita Malari, for coming through. Ekanath Matiji, for spending time. Always Alexander. Please keep me in your prayers that I don't become a nuisance in the assembly of devotees and I can stay with them until I leave this body. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gora Premanande Hari 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 Bo.